If you're a business owner, you don't need us to tell you running a business is tough. Don't let QuickBooks and spreadsheets slow you down anymore. Now is the time to upgrade to NetSuite by Oracle, the world's #1 cloud business system. NetSuite gives you the visibility and control over your financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more. Join the over 21,000 companies using NetSuite right now. Schedule your free product tour right now at netsuite.com/C-suite. netsuite.com/C-suite.
Welcome back to the Superhero Homies podcast. My name is Quentin, and as always, I'm here with the homie Kevin.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? So, dude, you know, I had an interesting experience today, and as I already told you, I couldn't wait to tell you about it. Mm-hmm. Although I had to, because I wanted to talk about it on the air. So, you know, guys, you would never guess what we just did. We saw dun, 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 Birds of Prey. Whoa, what? It's like it's our more recent episode prior to this one. And it's weird. It's like a secret identity. It's like I'm a hero of sorts, and I have my own bat cave, my own like hidden-esque mysterious culture of sorts, because I always do these things and record them. And they're not secret because, guys, the opinion's out there for the world to hear. It's free to fucking download too. So it's not like it's hard to access. You just got to go to your iTunes or Spotify or your Play Music, Stitcher, whatever. You can even just Google us, and I'm sure you'll find another way to play us. Castbox, other platforms. But I digress. You know, and it's always, no matter what, on point. Every time, every day, post new movie session. Whenever we just wrapped up, we went to sleep at whatever bumfuck hour it was. And I woke up and did my due diligence as a contributing adult, blah, 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 and go to work. That some coworker comes up and says, hey, what'd you think of this? It's like, well, you know, it's funny. It's like I just got done talking about that for about 2 hours the night prior. And I don't know. It's not like it's insulting. It's not even bad because I engage in the conversation. Yeah. Right? You know, it's good that they're curious too. But it's at the same time, there's always the part of me that's like, so, you know, I could either rehash last night's episodes. I guess you could just go back to listen to Friday morning's episode prior. You get what I'm saying, though, because most of the times, yeah, it's there. But anyways, yeah, no, dude, it's like, I mean, right?
Yeah, no, you're not wrong, because we do put so much energy into the review cast for these movie reviews or whatnot. And I mean, yeah, it is always interesting when, you know, people ask you shortly thereafter, how do you feel? It's like, well, you know,
it's like, well, am I Clark Kent wearing glasses at work? You know, because I'm not trying to hide my identity very well.
Right.
But
it's always interesting.
And again, it's not like it's a bad thing.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Every time they ask, I always engage the conversation. Oh, yeah. But yeah, go figure. It's like, it's available for everyone to listen to.
Yeah.
So, homies, if you wanted to hear about the movie, first half is spoiler free.
Well, you know, I have a feeling that the homies, especially the homies that they really dig the Harley Quinn episodes, which is what we're doing tonight, I have a feeling that they're probably a pretty hefty portion of people that have
they're
heard.
Up to date.
Yeah.
They're in the know.
Right.
Yeah.
They probably definitely have heard the Birds of Prey review.
Yeah.
Which if you haven't, yeah, it's there.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. We had the homie Caleb on for that one as well.
Yeah, surprise guest.
Yeah. But today, guys, we're covering Harley Quinn episode 11, titled Harley Quinn Highway. The latest entry in the Harley Quinn animated series. This is a Harley-filled week. You know.
Yeah.
We're just some Harley girls in a Harley world.
I don't like where this is going. I don't like what popped in my head when you said that. No.
Kevin, what you think of this one?
So there was not a lot that happened here, but I really liked it. I liked it more than the prior episode. Mm-hmm. You know, there were more laughs here, which it felt good to kind of come back to that. And story-wise, as I said before, there wasn't a whole lot of like canonical stuff that happened here that would go down the footnotes of like, you know, cliff noting the season. However, the stuff that we got was still pretty daggum funny. You know, it was a lot. And that's not a critique. You don't have to have a lot happen. It's just right now in the point of the story, there's a lot of like climactic stuff happening. And that's what we experienced tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess not. Maybe not a ton happened, but I feel like enough happened this episode.
Exactly.
You know,
I mean, the stuff that we did have happened was thick. You know, it was rich.
Right.
Yeah, it was good material.
So I mean, of course, we're gonna do like our normal kind of breakdown, but we'll go ahead and ask you this too. So it seems like if at least my theory holds true, and there's maybe only going to be 13 episodes for this this season, then that obviously makes that means we have 2 more.
Yep, that means we have 12 and 13 to go.
Yeah, which would indicate that we're obviously coming close to the wrap up of this season, and it would look at like maybe the big bad of this season ends up being more of a Scarecrow type, which almost comes a little bit out of left field in retrospect.
Yeah.
But
Spoilers
the way
ahead,
that,
by the way.
Yeah. But the way that things wrap up in this episode just kind of leads one to believe that, okay, we're going the Scarecrow route with his toxin.
Yeah.
Very good method he's using, by using Ivy's DNA to kind of hijack trees and whatnot and
it's clever.
Decimate people. Yeah.
It might be, but at the same time, I have a feeling that one of the hints that they gave us in this episode is going to point more towards like the big boss is going to be Lex Luthor. Like for this level, it was Scarecrow, but I feel like to beat the game, to beat the season, I think it's going to be the Legion of Doom. Yeah.
Like the entire Legion of Doom.
Or key members. Not everybody. I think key members, though. I think Lex is going to be involved because he was the one who originally voiced, hey, we want you, Ivy, in this crew.
Right.
So I think we're going to come back to that.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that.
Oh, yeah. Because I think a Scarecrow only, being like, if he was the big bad, for one, they would, well, never mind, we haven't got to that point yet, but you're right, it would have come out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's like, I'm fine with Scarecrow being the big bad, it's like, but obviously there has to be lead up, Right. There has to be some kind of setup so that it kind of makes sense when we get the payoff.
Or at least we sit on it longer, exactly.
Yeah.
But something.
But we can go and get into this one, though. So this one starts off with Ivy making an attempt to escape from the facility that she's in. And she does so with gratuitous violence.
Yep.
I'm talking...
I still have my hands and my Second Amendment. Yeah.
And she's a damn good shot.
She really is, dude.
Yeah.
She's got some steady aim. There was a little bit when she kind of went a little trigger happy, but she got him, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's better than the armed henchman, so...
Yeah, yeah. Dude.
I don't know how much that's saying.
I was about to say about stormtroopers. Yeah. Well, it doesn't seem like anyone pays really for target practice unless you prove yourself to be a good henchman. Yeah. Like that's an advanced course. You don't get target practice unless you survive shit. Well, your job at first is cannon fodder. That's what it says. Yeah, on the application.
Which is pretty unfortunate because not many people survive being cannon fodder.
Exactly. That's the point.
Yeah. But no, so she tries to escape and she makes it pretty damn far, but then of course she runs into Scarecrow, who is able to subdue her.
Yep.
And so so she doesn't quite make it out, but she made some advancements,
She did.
Killed a few people on the way out, But then I feel like the next kind of big thing we get here is not Poison Ivy, but Harley and Frank. They're sitting out and they're sticking out the facility that Poison Ivy's in, and Harley has this idea to just basically be Harley. I'm going to go down there with my baseball bat. I'm going to beat him up, and I'm going to go in and save my friend.
Go get my friend. Yeah. Well, an old man approaches the facility. Excuse me, I'm just really lost, and I cannot seem to find my way. Click with a button, and all the henchmen at once, just gunning this fool down, Swiss cheesing him.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
He got RoboCopped. Like he got.
That's a good way of putting it too. Yeah. If Swiss cheesing wasn't enough of a verb, that's another one.
Oh yeah, he got straight wrecked.
Yeah. Riggedy wreck.
Yeah, and Harley, she's there with Frank the Plant, and Frank's like, "Yeah, I told you, you need more muscle. You need a team to do something like this."
They even said something along the lines of like, "These guys aren't going to come at you one at a time."
Right.
And then Harley goes, "Oh, they're all on the attack together protocol. Fuck."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I feel like that is probably more of like the attack you at once tactic is something that you see more in like video games than you do in like TV shows.
Right.
Yeah. But anyways, they do all attack in unison. So Scarecrow has paid out for some premium guards.
Yeah. Hazmat suited and everything.
Yeah. The next thing we get here is Harley. She goes on her kind of a little march to get her crew back. So she goes to visit them all and kind of gets them all the same speech. We get different components of the same speech. But the first one is Clayface. And with Clayface, we see what he's doing. He's working with the Riddler. And the Riddler's trying to make a threat. This was a pretty comedic scene. And I think that's probably going to be Clayface's last gig ever with Riddler.
I never imagined Riddler giving up on his own riddle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that would just infuriate him.
Right? What was the location he kept giving off at the end? Like, he was trying to make a hint about it. It was like...
I don't remember.
Yeah, something C. Something like, the chess club. It's at the fucking chess club, right. Batman. Just come and get the bomb at the chess club. Yeah. Oh, man. And it was just such like a hilarious little bickering session because, Riddler was like, you're feeding me lines. You know this is live, right? Yes, that's the one. That's the actor that we need.
God damn. And then, of course, that's when we lead into Harley trying to play makeup with all the crew. Yeah. And they all say no, but oddly enough, it ends with them all back at the lair.
Right. They all still come together to the mall.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how she coaxed them there, but they all do wind up there, still saying, "No, Harley, we're done."
Yeah.
And then that's when Frank the Plant comes through. Thankfully, once again, with like some key advice saying,
"Right, Frank is almost a member of the crew now."
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, he's a ride or die, man.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, he has more interest in Ivy than most anyone.
Right. That's where the loyalty lies for sure. But I really liked what he said.
Oh yeah.
It's like, okay, no, Ivy's in danger, and then the whole crew's like, "Wait, what? Ivy's in danger? Fuck, we gotta go get her." It's like, Harley, you buried the lead. You what was it? It was you gotta start with your thesis,
right?
And I remember thinking, I joked with you like, he's right. You gotta start with your fucking thesis, even in like your ghetto college papers,
Yeah.
But yeah.
She did not.
No,
that
she
shit
did not.
Barely crossed her mind.
Which is ironic because she's a doctor. So.
But after that, the crew agrees that, okay, we'll help you this one. We're going to help Ivy. But then after that, don't expect the crew to still come back.
Right. We're all done after this.
Yeah. But until then...
Which hopefully that's incorrect. But we'll see.
Yeah. The next thing we get here is Cyborg Man. He finally gets to join the team. And he has like the perfect kind of decoy vehicle. Don't ask me where he gets this from, but it's great. A pretzel wrapped wieners mobile. Mm-hmm. It's like
which admittedly sounds like a pretty good snack.
It does. It's so we talked about this.
Yeah, it's a cooked hot dog with a pretzel coating. It's like
it's a elongated pig in a blanket.
Right, yeah. But pretzelized, which is pretty dope. Yeah. I mean, you get like some mustard or some shit with that, dude.
Oh man, that's probably tasty. Yeah.
Ooh, or like a dipping cheese. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Let's go sell this idea to one of those pretzel places in your mall. Like there's always a pretzel place in every mall.
There is, yeah. What's the name of is like Auntie Annie's in that one?
Yeah, that's one.
Well,
yeah,
that's
one. That's one closer to us. That's not sponsorship, out of the way. So
yeah. So you guys try to go eat there if you don't want to. We don't care.
Exactly. Yeah.
But anyways, it's hilarious because like the guard's about to shoot the shit out of this van, and now the guardsman that runs up, is that the same one that's the kindergarten teacher?
That's the one. Yeah. He's like, oh, look at this pretzel wrapped wieners. And And sure enough, he's the one who's just like, no, let him in. You think the bosses don't notice.
You think they don't notice.
Thinking
I'm like,
that,
this is a travesty on multiple levels. One, like, if it wasn't for this, like, naive, dumbass guard, Ivy and the crew would have been shot to shit.
dumbass, maybe overly optimistic at points, but yeah.
And also, like, the fact that you can be placated with food from your job, like that's the whole core of why so many people are aggravated.
Maybe naive is even the wrong word. I think he's just genuinely content. Is the right way to put it, because it's like you can't upset him. Oh, we're getting wieners and pretzels. Oh, fuck yeah, okay, I can dig this.
If I were another guard, I'd say, no, you asshole. If the bosses did buy that, don't fucking eat it. We're protesting for a fucking raise. Don't eat
that too.
Don't eat their food.
Do you hear the? Oh fuck! Give me a sec. I got it. Do you hear the minions sing? No, fuck. Do you hear the henchmen singing the song of Angry Minions? Yeah.
All right.
I know. Do you get the reference?
Not at all.
That was Le Maze. That was one of their big things. Don't give me that look. It was a good reference. All right.
So they beat up the guards.
Yep. Ironically, that's kind of close to what happened.
Harley and the gang, after all the other guards are satisfied with their wieners and pretzels and whatnot, they're able to get the jump on the guards, and then they all put on suits to disguise themselves as henchmen. And it is just the most ill-fitting suits.
Yeah, it is bad. like
Cyborg Man's got to be the worst, right?
Cyborg Man was horrible. Like, they somehow stretched that shit over
what's
a
that
wheelchair.
suit made out of? That's like some Reed Richards type.
Yeah, for real. It's some really stretchable material.
Yeah.
Not too stretchable because our poor shark guy, he kept tearing through his suit. Clayface, for some reason, didn't morph into the shape of the suit, which whatever. Yeah. The doctor, poor guy, just like looked like a toddler in his.
Yeah, Dr. Psycho. Looked like. And even Harley, like, hers didn't fit either.
We see the awesome slow-mo walking scene, and Clayface like reaches down and grabs at like the sack, and he's like trying to undo a wedgie looking thing or something. It's like, oh my gosh.
And then they all trip and fall in slow motion. It's fucking great.
Yep.
Oh man, I really dug that scene. So the next thing we get is that they do find where Ivy is, but not before Scarecrow is able to inject the specialized fear toxin into Poison Ivy. Ooh, shit.
And then later on we see what that does.
Ooh. So enters the team now, and once they do enter, Cyborg Man, he says that, you know what, I'll keep watch as Dr. Psycho is going to psychically take everybody through the psyche of Poison Ivy.
Harley introduced the idea, and it was as simple as that. I was kind of happy to see the mechanism brought back. I hope they don't stew on it more than this, though, in thinking about it post.
Yeah.
But
I mean, and also they didn't spend a lot of time here this episode either, you know.
Right, so. Which is good, which is welcoming. They didn't make the whole this whole second half of the episode about this, you know.
Right.
Yeah. They sat on it just long enough.
Yeah. They were kind of in and out pretty quickly. But they do go in, and while they're under, first they are introduced to a couple of like happy trees, and then they're promptly butchered by a wood chipper, an evil tree-eating wood chipper.
Yeah.
And then it goes for the crew. Clayface, I'm using quotation, he accidentally falls into the wood chipper. Which
demolishes it.
Yes. Absolutely breaks it down. I mean, hey, you get all that kind of clay clogged into it. It's just got to do something. Yeah.
Good show, Dr. Psycho. How did you know that this would break the machine?
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Dr. Psycho doesn't give a fuck. So the next thing we get is Frank the Plant. He's also in the psyche, kind of acting as like a guide for the crew.
Almost like your Cheshire Cat in Alice in Wonderland, because he kept coming in and out. Yeah.
And then he points them towards the big spooky mansion on like 111 Scary Street, something like that.
Ooh. I honestly anticipate that being like a Batman thing, but I was kind of cool that wasn't, because what they gave us was also cool.
Yeah. They go into the mansion and they see little Ivy. Yeah, right. They see little Poison Ivy, little Pamela Isley, and her dad is talking shit to her on her birthday because not one friend showed up, and he's just giving her a lot of shit about it, making her feel bad.
What a punk!
Yeah, what an
bitch.
asshole.
Yeah.
The thing about like, obviously this is a fictional show, a comedic animation, but like I wonder, like, is this supposed to be like an exact enacting of what happened, or is this like a dramatization of her memory
after
of what happened?
This many years, I would estimate it to be a dramatization, because that is a long living memory, and I'm sure it's been altered in some way, especially from like I would even call it some levels of PTSD, I'd guess, because obviously that was a traumatic experience being around her dad, who wasn't a good experience. So I'm guessing over the years it just kind of like, marinated and became worse. But I'm not a psych doctor, so that's just me guessing at what yeah.
Oh shit, well.
You need to go to a different psychiatrist. You've been paying for nothing.
God damn it. Son of a bitch. Well, no wonder.
By the way, those prescriptions I've been giving you, they're just purple Skittles. I pick out purple Skittles out of a bag and put them in a thing for you.
No, you said that the S stands for super. Like, they're going to make me super smart and strong.
That was a lie. And the green ones are not Adderall.
Well, shit. I'm sorry, homies. You're going to have to give me a second.
I've just been buying years and years of fucking Skittles and picking out red, yellow, and orange just so you can get green and purple. Yep.
Son of a bitch. Well, that doesn't explain why I can fly.
No, it really doesn't. It doesn't explain jack about that.
Anyways. But no, moving on here, though. The crew, they confront the father, and he promptly turns into, like, this evil mouth doorway portal. Yeah. That part's definitely dramatization. Maybe he was. Who knows?
I mean, you never know. People might have weird powers.
And he promptly eats young Ivy, who says to Harley, "You let me die," as she falls to her father's mouth.
Yeah.
Harley's almost eaten as she tries to go after little Ivy, but King Shark comes through and bites the tongue, a huge chunk of that tongue out. Like, ow, damn.
Which is good enough to project them out of the mansion vision.
Yes. Then after that, they're introduced to the Grim Reaper. This cloaked figure who's hurling fireballs like a fucking Mario villain.
First we see Kite Man kind of like introducing the Grim Reaper, because he comes out and he's kind of beat up to shreds and torn up a little bit, and he's scared. The confidence is gone, and it's just the fear. And he's just like, I gotta go. I gotta do something. I gotta get help. And he engages the kite, tries to fly away, and he burns.
Yeah.
I was wondering if we were about to get a Firefly reference, but we did not.
No. We do get a Burning Kite Man cameo, though.
Yep.
But yeah, then it's after that we get the Grim Reaper that comes into play, starts hurling fireballs at people.
Ooh.
And after a while, they come up with a plan, an impromptu plan where Clayface turns into a bat.
Quote-unquote plan.
Right. Clayface turns into a bat. Harley uses him to get to the Grim Reaper and bashes the Reaper's brains in. They uncloak the Reaper, and when you know it, it's fucking Harley.
Da-da-da.
Yes.
What? Which was kind of a cool development. I didn't anticipate that. But then shortly after, we're out of the vision, because that was the big fear. That was the biggie.
Yep.
And Harley is just like torn the fuck up about it. Like, ooh, wait. I'm your bestie. Why am I also your biggest fear?
Yeah.
And
that is true. But I mean, yeah, I think yes, it is safe to say that all throughout they've been through, she is Ivy's bestie. But it's also like you've also been through some shit here recently Like you got to feel that still
Right,
a little bit of friction. Like you guys
they're
haven't,
friends in a big fight.
yeah,
Yeah.
you guys haven't completely mended all of that yet.
No.
But they don't have a lot of time to sit on it. Cyborg Man's been busy.
Yeah.
He has slaughtered so many guards.
Cyborg Man at this point is the R-rated older Inspector Gadget.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Because he just has every fucking weapon you could imagine, comes out in an array around him, and all the guards that came and tried to take him away were dead.
Oh, yeah.
A sprinkler went off in the room and it was red.
You know, it makes me wonder, like, who... So he worked for the CIA, right? Did they make that chair for him?
Oh, I mean, who knows with Cyborg Man? One, he's Cyborg Man. And two... he obviously has connections and friends from other places, so who knows? It could be above, it could be Black Label, it could be illegal as fuck. Who knows? So
yeah. So it is after this where Ivy doesn't want to talk about her quote unquote biggest fear in the form of Harley.
Yeah, it gets postponed.
Yeah, it does, and it's true. Like now, it's not really the time for it.
Yeah.
You know, Scarecrow is about to fucking poison the city or kill the city. So at this point, they run out to their vehicles, but Scarecrow is getting away, and they towed the Wienermobile, the pretzel wiener wrap thing.
Yeah, they towed it.
Yeah, they towed it.
There's no car.
There's no car,
This
but
part gets weird.
this is where things get a little trippy. All right, so I think that this seems like one of the funnest writers' rooms I can think of. Like this and Rick and Morty must be really fun writers' room.
I'd imagine so. Like, I'd love to just sit there and eat popcorn watching them.
Yeah,
you know, listening.
I think that these type writer rooms are so laid back that there's probably a fat fucking blunt being passed around. maybe some edibles. Who knows? And
Probably
then
some edibles. Like, hey, you want some bears?
and then somebody came up with the idea. So how do they? Because logically speaking, they wouldn't just leave the truck. They take it with them, so the heroes couldn't chase. Well, then how the heroes catch up?
Dude, I got it. This bear gave me an idea. Okay. I ate a whole one. Let's make
You're not supposed to
Cyborg
eat a
Man.
leg.
Let's make Cyborg Man. It was a tasty bear. I could not eat all of it. Turn into a car.
What the fuck you say?
Let's make Cyborg Man turn into a car. I need more bears. Where's my mother? I gotta call her. Is she okay?
Your mother's dead, but that's fucking brilliant. We're running with it.
What? you write down the idea. Dude, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea, man.
That's a good idea. Everyone else in the room, you came up with it, you jack. Stop doing drugs. Anyway.
Yeah, that's just how crazy this scene is, because he morphs like a fucking human transformer.
And he exposits while he's doing it, which is absurd.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, back in the late 60s, there was a program. He's like expanding out into a cyborg man-mobile.
I mean, so at this point, he is technically an android, right? He has no human components.
No. He killed his human components to become a car. I do not want to see him back to normal next episode. Like, shit's broken.
Right.
Like, this was the one-time thing. Like, you ate Kami, okay? You don't separate again.
That fusion is permanent, son.
Exactly.
You're stuck like that.
Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, shit. But no, thankfully, he looks like a souped-up station wagon, which kind of makes sense for Cyborg Man.
Yeah.
But I mean,
with guns and like artillery stands on top of them and everything. Yeah.
And the good news about a station wagon is that there's enough room for the whole crew.
Yeah.
So everybody gets in, and then they proceed to Harley Quinn Highway, which is the name of the episode.
Hey.
And
also, the highway that Harley Quinn named earlier on.
Yes. And this is an absurd highway.
It's like a Hot Wheels course put over Gotham.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Designed by Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm. And she even mentions it like, yeah, I probably should have toned it down a little bit on the designs because this is a little ludicrous.
I mean, there were jumps. There were like upside down turns.
Huge ones.
Like a roller coaster. There was a weapon cache pickup.
Right.
Like a Mario Kart game. Yeah.
I was like, damn, like
I can't believe taxpayer paid for this. Yeah.
like I'm with you, Dr. Psycho.
Yeah.
But no, so they go on the hunt, and eventually Harley and Ivy get a moment to talk while they're trying to stop these trucks that are carrying Scarecrow and this fear toxin. And during this talk, Ivy, she basically says that you were really my only friend, and then you let me down. You ditched me for the Joker, and I realized that you're never going to change, and I don't know how to fix that.
Yeah. And that's hard, man, because, I mean, it's hard to tell if Ivy is legit about finally leaving the Joker, because we've never seen her successfully do it.
Yeah.
And in this cartoon, I feel like she has the best chance for the writing team to finally like get her the fuck away from that. But I mean, in this moment, Ivy had a really good point, even though we see Harley kind of in a stronger state of mind away from the Joker. So yeah, at this point, it's like, well, fuck, man. I would like resolution on this because I love you two characters together. I want you to be friends, and I want to see you joking as friends so I can laugh, but we're not there yet.
Yeah. So it goes on, and eventually Harley, she blows up a statue of herself with the rocket launcher that Dr. Psycho found.
Yeah.
And a bit of a symbolic gesture, but also for a literal point of help right now, too. It does stop Scarecrow from where he was heading.
Right. It was fun, but it was very much like the show,
Right.
Within the tone of the show, they did it well. Where it's like, look, Ivy, I've been a dick. I've been a bad friend. I'm sorry. This is me blowing up my old self because I'm going to change. I want to be better.
Right.
I don't remember the statue. She put herself on. Okay, yeah. So whenever you bought the highway, you put a statue.
Yeah, it's true. That is very true. Yeah,
it is,
it's very true.
So when you buy a highway, you just make sure to erect a statue.
What about those adopt a highway things? Like, can I get a statue built if I adopt a highway?
No. Only if you
just because I'm not the
a few.
Just because I'm not the highway's biological father doesn't mean that I don't deserve the rights to have.
He may have been your father, but he wasn't your daddy. Wait, is that how the line went?
That's how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
Shout out to Yon, dude.
Shout out to Yon, dude. Yeah.
Really quick, just last week we did our character integrity episode, and he was one I forgot to mention because like Yondu in the comics is vastly different,
Yeah.
I mean, even from an aesthetic standpoint, what the fuck do you do with that giant fin mohawk?
They had it looking like an attachment piece for a while, which is interesting. That was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the sake of what they're going for, it worked.
It did. And
even the whistle instead of like the bow and arrow he used.
Right, yeah. And Michael himself was such a great actor.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It works, but you're right. That is one where technically they brought him from the book to the big screen. And it's almost like Vulture, but it wasn't the case of like you went from the book and was totally made better by the screen.
Yeah.
You went from
one spectrum of weird to a different spectrum of weird.
Right, but both of them were still good and enjoyable.
Right.
It's just like, wow, you've completely changed this, but you've also changed it in such a regard that you made it work. Mm-hmm. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's cool because again, that's kind of leaning back on creative freedom. And I suppose there's room to criticize that if one must, but I must not. I liked it. So.
For more, at least of my heavy criticism of Guardians 2, check out our Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 review.
And heavy criticism on some other products.
Oh, yes. Check out our other episodes. Let's see here. So we go now for Scarecrow driving off of the bridge into the Gotham Reservoir. And in doing so...
Move.
Dick move, yeah.
Dick move.
Poisons the water supply immediately.
If Gotham taxes weren't already outrageous, imagine them now that there's been property damage on a highway, which, come on. And you crashed a fucking truck of pollution into a pond and polluted it. Of course, now they have bigger issues, I guess, with the whole toxin being spread across Gotham City. But hey, tax money.
Yeah. Tax money. That toxin that had like a blend of pheromones from poison ivy.
Yep. And fear toxin from Scarecrow. Yep.
It brings the trees to life, and they start destroying people. I mean, gruesomely, just
chewing on them, biting them through, just horrible stuff. Yeah. The park goes wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The park goes dark.
Yep. Yeah. And yeah.
Yeah, it's at this point where it's kind of a cliffhanger of an episode in the regards of this is not resolved.
No. This is where they kind of leave us off. And our crew is standing on top of the highway just kind of looking down on this. And this was after the apology of Harley and stuff like that. So you're hoping that they get resolution, and then the city's being fucked up. And here we are. And Cyborg Man is still fucked up. There's no repairing him like this.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he tries to go back. I don't know how you do that.
You don't.
All right.
You're not a Transformer. You're not Optimus Prime.
Yeah, this seems like a one-time function.
Exactly.
Like, you rip the flesh, whatever kind of synthetic flesh you may have had, that shit's gone.
You spent the tokens.
Oh,
son.
yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
I'm gonna have to find the fucking 7 Dragon Balls to put yourself back together. But I don't think they exist in this universe, though.
Actually, at that point, you could just use the 7 Dragon Balls to wish yourself to become human, I think.
If he wants that.
Well, actually, technically, they couldn't do that to the androids, could they?
They could. I thought, yeah.
I don't know. Because, guys, we're preparing for one of our Patreon interviews here in a little bit where we actually break down Kakarot the video game.
Yeah.
That's going to be in a couple weeks. A little quick spot there for that, just to make sure that we're not, going off the deep end too hard. And I've been playing the hell out of it in preparation for that episode. I'm pretty sure when that happened, no, he couldn't wish their android biology away.
I thought he could, because
he wished the bomb away. So the bombs were gone in 18 and 17.
Oh, okay.
Because they took the bomb out of
16. Yeah.
But 17, 18 had the bombs wished away, and they were still
have
cyborg androids.
Yeah, that's true. It's technically they're cyborgs, but for some reason the fucking English translation is android.
Yeah. Here we are. Yeah.
Regardless, Cyborg Man, he's still fucked up.
He is still fucked up, and there's no wishing him back.
But yeah, man. So, what do you think? What do you think the resolution is for this little arc?
Man, I want Harley and Poison Ivy to be in this fight and to find peace and to rekindle their friendship through this again. And obviously the story has been well written. For the show, and I trust them to be able to find a way to do that, but to also have it not feel rushed, which is a worry of mine, because you can't sitcom this shit,
Right.
It's an easy plot to sitcom if you wanted to, but luckily they haven't spoon-fed me, which is for the better, which is unfortunately frustrating, because guys, I like the show. I want to see what I want to see. Fuck it, okay, dadgummit. But I don't know how you're going to fix this issue over one episode, so I'm curious about that. We watched a preview, so we see a few hints here and there, and things like that nature. So that would be kind of cool. I also want to see Kite Man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I always want to see Kite Man. He's one of my favorites. Yeah, decidedly. What about you, man?
Yeah, no, I think that as far as the repairing of their relationship, if they do go for 13 episodes this season, then I think it needs to be resolved by the end of episode 13.
Okay.
You don't have to fix that for episode 12. You can
begin.
Yeah, you can begin, but it don't have to be resolved, midway through next episode.
Yeah, no.
Like I said, you can take your time with it and, make sure you can tell enough stories that it has room to breathe.
Exactly.
We do know that they're getting some help as far as dealing with the killer trees and whatnot, and dealing with Scarecrow.
Yep.
So I mean, but I'm not really sure exactly like where this season ends. You know, to be honest, like
No, me neither.
as far as like from a storytelling aspect, I'm not sure what it ends on.
Me neither. I'm not even sure if Scarecrow is still alive because we just saw the mask kind of float up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if this show continues this trend of following, you know, comic book tropes, if you don't see the body, then they're still alive.
True. And that is one of the most truest of tropes.
Oh yes. Got anything else for this one before we wrap up?
Nah, man, I'm good. I'm content.
Oh yeah. Likewise. This was another really fun episode. Looking forward to see what happens next week. For those of you who are curious, next week we'll be talking about what it's like to date a superhero next Monday.
Yeah, we're gonna have ourselves a cool ass guest for that one. Miss Megan's gonna be joining us. And also next week, we're going to be hitting up Sonic in theaters for our Patreon podcast only.
Absolutely. But if you guys have any other kind of questions, comments, gifts, thirst for supplies, then hit us up at superherohomies@gmail.com. We are always active and live on our social media outlets.
Hell yeah, guys. And of course, as I've mentioned a couple times tonight, we are also active on our Patreon page. That's going to be patreon.com/superherohomies. Or, of course, you could always just Google Patreon Superhero Homies and you'll find us. $1 gets you most things, $3 gets you everything. Every donation is highly is something we give a lot of thanks for. I was about to talk myself into a corner there, but guys, we appreciate all of it.
Absolutely. And you get a lot of cool shit from it.
You really do, including the movies we're about to do.
Hell yeah. That's all for now though, guys, but until next time, my name is Superhero Homie Q,
and as always, I am Superhero Homie Kevin.